sorry to keep you waiting. Was working on a batch of Estes soup out back. Aye, the storm's still raging on out there, eh? Seems to be more and more common these days. Seems to be, colder all over now. But that's what the bonfire's here for, eh? Stay in here and ward off the chill. I'm sure I've got another story to tell you, and we've plenty of time. Where were we last time? Yes. High Lord Gwyn. The time of the gods was still new, it seems, and there was much to do. A world wasn't built in a day, you know. Now in Gwyn's mind, the threat of the dark was still fresh. He was possessed, you might say, of a certain kind of mania. And, well, he might have missed that way back when they first discovered the first flame. Might have missed the furtive pygmy, the fellow who made off with a dark soul. He did not miss his beneficiaries, those to whom he broke the dark soul apart and passed out its pieces to. Now, these sorts, these pygmy lords, you know they were agreeable, kind, good-natured fellows. And these early humans were all too willing to throw in their lot with Gwyn and his war against the dragons. They were possessed of a lord soul too, eh? Was it not their duty to join in with their brothers and stand against the everlasting dragons? Now, old Gwyn couldn't turn down the help, you see. You know the dragons chewed through his men by the dozen, and he need fresh folks to fight the war. But he also saw the dark in them, that churning abyss. Oh, and it scared him like nothing else. But Gwyn was not High Lord for a lack of shrewdness, and he found a way to have his cake and eat it, too. To the pygmy lords, why, High Lord Gwyn welcomed them with open arms, all smiles and glad handing. He came bearing gifts, you see. First, for the arms and armor of the Knights of Man, he gave them a ring of his own fire, imbuing them with his gift from disparity. You know, the ring, you see, it was a gift in a way, and perhaps more importantly, it was also a shackle. It kept that darkness in them locked in tight. Through the whole war, those rings kept that darkness locked tighter than a jail cell in Earthil. And to Gwyn's humor, they loved it. They loved him for it. And he saw in that the spark of a plan. He would give them more gifts, and assuredly more shackles. Those were soon to follow. After the war, in the peacetime, in reward for their valor, duty, and service, he gave the pygmy lords a ringed city, a splendid, shining, beautiful city, walled from attack on all sides by sheer cliff faces. He gave them their own everlasting dragon, raised from birth to love Gwyn and his kin, and charged that dragon with protecting them from harm. And the greatest of all of his gifts, he gave them his youngest daughter, Filianor, whose internal, enchanted slumber would wrap the ringed city in a dream of its own, shielding it completely from the ravages of time. It was a city eternal in its splendor, the greatest gift, and the perfect jail. Now, you see Gwyn's plan now, obviously, right? Keep those in whom the dark soul was strongest locked away at the end of the world, give them an immortal dragon to serve eternally as their jailer, give them a princess whose magic will lock them away in an eternal moment forever, and there they would stay, out of sight, out of mind. And their love for Gwyn, for his family, for his daughter Filianor, and his fire would keep them from ever realizing the truth. Alas, you can't lock every single human in a city at the end of the world. They had grown far too plentiful for that by now. And bubbling inside their guts, sure as anything, was bits of that very same dark soul, that darkness that would burn the first flame out. But, Gwyn learned a trick or two in setting up the ringed city, of turning people's love for him into bindings. And so, he started a religion, starring himself, of course, as deity in chief, the gods of Anor Londo. Had a nice ring to it, didn't it? You'll pardon the pun. Appointed a human by the name of Lloyd to serve as his emissary, and tasked him to spread the gospel of his way of the white to his fellow man. Now, Gwyn wasn't alone in this sort of religious pantheon he had cooking up, and he had other children besides. Besides the king who will remain nameless from the story before, and Filianor, locked away in the ringed city. But his first daughter, Guinevere, now she was a right chip off the old block as far as old Gwyn was concerned. Beautiful, graceful, full of sunlight and full of warmth. Gwyn appointed her to godhood, too, in his little way of the white. Guinevere, princess of the sun, was announced as the goddess of beauty and fertility, and oh, how her people loved her, and she loved them. Soon enough, Gwyn had another child, a son this time, a second one. Oh, thank goodness, Gwyn must have thought, sexist that he was. Another shot in an heir, made in his image, after the last one turned traitor. And imagine how upset he was when he found out that his son, Gwyndolin, didn't have a lick of that old sunlight magic in him at all. Curiously, the boy had an affinity for the magic of the moon instead. Oh, he was mortified, Gwyn was. What an embarrassment, he thought. Another disgrace? Another failed heir? No son of his, Gwyn decided, would be caught dead without that sunlight, that very thing that gave the gods their glory, the thing you just founded a whole religion about. So, turning a problem into a solution, he raised Gwyndolin as his daughter instead. And now, there was Gwyndolin, poor Gwyndolin, denied love from his father, denied the love of the people, sequestered in his own little corner of Anor Londo. And he was hungry for acceptance, desperate for approval. He even took to calling himself Gwyndolin of the dark sun. For you see, what was moonlight but the reflection of the sun's light? He thought maybe his father could recognize that, and in turn, recognize him. He had helped his dad in his own way. Now, since he was out of sight and out of mind, Gwendolyn founded an order of knights, the Knights of the Dark Moon, and they would become the unseen blades of Anor Londo, protecting the Age of Fire from the shadows. And that was sort of the whole part and parcel of the founding. Gwen had brought the whole world to order. Every piece slid neatly into place. Every weakness turned into an advantage. Gwyn had played his hand well, he must have thought. His Age of Fire was finally secure. Only it wasn't. Of course, he only bought time. He bought decades, maybe centuries even. But it didn't matter how long he had bought. He didn't buy forever. The fire would fade, and in time, Gwyn's mania would turn into desperation. But that's a story for another day. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience while I got set up. You'd imagine that it might not be the best idea to set up a stream exactly when the workday ends, and then also decide you're going to do a full costume and makeup every time you do it. But, you know, I never claimed to be the brightest. Oops, sorry for the echo. I'm on my own Twitch channel, fixing the game that we're playing. Thanks for letting me know, B. And welcome back. I'm getting the game started, and soon you'll see my radiant, decrepit-looking face on your Twitch stream. But just give me a sec. How's everyone doing tonight? Like the little story time I did? It's definitely different than the other ones. You know, I realized after watching the other two that I was kind of trying to just be a budget Vati video. Look him up on YouTube if you haven't. His lore videos for Dark Souls are unimpeachable. Really incredible stuff. But why be a budget Vati video when I could just, you know, be original? Do my own thing? So I changed up the voice a little. Instead, you're talking to a pretty jovial firekeeper as you've come in from the cold. And you're hearing some stories about the old world of the gods and all the messy stuff in between. You may realize I am stalling for time because I don't know why Dark Souls 3 is not opening. Maybe I should sign into Steam? That might help. Okay. All right. Dark Souls is loading. We are live. Hello. Now let me... Let me just make this frame disappear. That's better. We'll take chat And we'll push it somewhere else. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I know. It's okay. Dark Souls 3 is actually really good at autosaving. I never really have a problem with just jumping back in, even if I quit out improperly. As you can see from our death counter, we are currently 12 deaths up. Not a great number, but you know, can't make an omelet without breaking any eggs. I need to figure... Oh, right. While I'm playing around with settings... Oh, pay no attention to this character. It was a character I made for funsies for a casual playthrough. So we are going to windowed. We are going to the right resolution. One of these keys. Oop. That's the death counter. There we go. Now I can see the chat on the screen, so I don't have to crane my neck to interact with people. Now we are going to quit out of this game, and we are going to head on into the right and proper playthrough. And thank you all for joining me tonight. I know Dark Souls is at once super popular and incredibly niche. I haven't had too much success with the stream so far, but you know, I want to bring Dark Souls to the people. That's part of the reason why I do the lore conversations in the beginning, so that people who have never played a Dark Souls game before start to learn about the world, about the old gods, about the lore, and then they'll maybe understand what the hell's going on in this game. Alright, here is our stream profile. Folks who did not turn in to last week's stream, we got a lot of really nice gear. My strategy was to completely cheese this DLC, the first DLC that is, the Ashes of Ariandel DLC, at the earliest possible moment you could access it. Now keep in mind this DLC was balanced for endgame players, and we ran through the whole thing. We died only a couple times, I want to say. It was honestly the best run through I've ever done, which felt pretty amazing. Whoops, I went to the wrong place because we just got the gear at the end of the stream. We need to upgrade it. So we're going to go back to the bonfire, back to Firelink Shrine, have a talk with old Andre. Oh, we're out of souls. How many souls, or do we have any soul items? Ooh, Souls of a Crestfallen Knight will do just nicely. 20,000 souls in the early game. Happy life. I haven't talked to Andre before. Oh, never mind. That's not his first speech. Okay. So we have been hoarding twinkling titanite in this game for this express purpose, to use it to upgrade the onyx blade. We'll be able to do 2, and then before the end of the stream we'll be able to get it all the way to 3. And that is very good for the early game. The thing about special weapons like this is normal weapons, like let's take the Follower's Saber for example, anything that upgrades with titanite shards go from 1 to 10 on their upgrade scale. Special weapons, those that upgrade with twinkling titanite and titanite scales, go from 1 to 5. But each level is worth 2 of the other ones. So what we'll really have is a +6 onyx blade very early on, which is a little bit exciting. I love to min-max just a little bit. Yeah, we love you, buddy. Oh, thank you, B. You know, my aesthetic goal for the Dark Souls stream is pretty hot for a dead bitch. So I'm trying to capitalize on that look. Anywho, last stream we rescued our friend Mirna of Karim. I think that's her name.
I was not meant to be a firekeeper, but I am honored to serve you beside the bonfire. The gods are ever merciful. My gratitude lies with them and with you. I am yours now. Your wish is my command.
Now, with Irina of Karim, not Mirna. What am I talking about? The interesting thing about Irina is you can learn miracles from her, but you can also make her teach you dark miracles. And those are the ones we really want, because this is a dark build, keep in mind. But doing so will condemn her to despair and death. Which normally, maybe I wouldn't mind. But at the same time, a lot of the dark spells that you would want to learn from her require an incredibly high amount of intelligence and faith, a stat you will not hit reliably until the end game, at which point you can find another NPC who will teach you all the dark miracles you could ever want for free. So there's no reason to upset poor Irina of Karim. We might just leave her here to sort of hang out forever and never talk to her again, but, you know, she's safe. We'll see you later.
Journey, champion of Ash. I pray for your safety.
She is very kind, though. Oh, before I forget, nice thing about the onyx blade, its weapon art is this. Ha ha ha. You light it on fire with dark flame, it gives it a damage buff, and the buff sticks around for a while. And that scales with faith and intelligence too, which is perfect for a dark build. Oh, hey there, Grey Rat.
Ah, there you are. I was thinking. You know I'm a petty thief.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps I'll go on the prowl.
Oh.
Everyone's dead or hollowed away anyway, right? So I might as well.
A real Mongo Jerry and Rumple Teaser situation here. I can dig it.
What do you say?
Go to pillage.
Thank you.
Pillage away, my friend.
Not be disappointed. Grey Rat the Thief was once a well-known name. Until I ended up rotting in a cell.
Oh, buddy. Well, see you later.
Bye. I will leave for some time. So long for now. Do stay safe, you hear? Or my efforts will have been for naught.
Can do, buddy. Stay safe now, you hear? Bow awkwardly into your character model. And while we're hanging out at Firelink Shrine... Oh! So poor Yol has died. Good night, sweet prince, and may flocks of hollows sing thee to thy rest. And, in its stead, oh, we have her. Everyone say hello to Yuri of Londor. Wife of my life, my sun, my moon, my guiding star. For Dark Souls 3, if you ask me overall, that would have to be Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. But, God, I love her. Let's talk to her, huh?
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yol's express my gratitude in his stead.
And she gives us the best bow emote in the game.
Another matter. That a lord art thou not,
I guess.
bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Londor shall serve thee, and I, of course, am also thine.
So because we, offered our bodies up to good old Yol, who poked us full of holes, he gave us 5 dark signs, and apparently that has put us in the running for Lordship of Londor itself, and all hollow civilization that exists somewhere that doesn't exist in the game's map. But we are now the Lord of Londor, Lord of Hollows, and Yuri of Londor is our devoted retainer for as long as we continue this quest line, which I intend to follow through to its end. We will embrace the mantle of lordship, and she also sells you some cool, spooky items. Let's take a look. She has the Londor Braille Divine Tome for some dark miracles early on. Learn Miracles of Londor. Item description. A Braille Tomb of Londor, first spoken by Lillian of the Sable Church. Give this to a storyteller to learn miracles of Londor. This is a forbidden tomb, as it offers salvation to all hollows, and conversely, curses all things living. Well, let's pick it up, won't we? Now, notice that name, Lillian of the Sable Church. There are 3 sisters who founded the Sable Church of Londor, and those sisters would be Lillian, the youngest child, I believe. That would be Yuria, the middle child, and the eldest, Elfrida, who would take refuge in the painted world of Ariandel and serve humbly as Sister Frida instead, long disillusioned with the goals of Londor and of her sisters. But you'll also grab the Dark Hand while we're here. Dark Hand. It's a weapon that allows its wielder to evoke an art unique to Londor, the land of the Hollow. It is also said to be an ancient relic of a primordial serpent. The Dark Hand mercilessly saps the essence of its victims and can also be doubled as a special shield. Cannot be used two-handed. Skill, Life Drain. Embrace the victim and steal their HP. Can only be used against humans. We will take this.
Till we meet again, may the dark sigil guide thee.
Oh, does she say anything if we decide to talk to her? Oh.
Thy scent beseems most familiar.
Huh?
A sweet fragrance, long faded from our own bosoms. How this came to pass I know not, but take heed. Kindness can wear upon one's principles.
What she's referencing is she can smell her sister on us. Sister Frida in the painted world. And her remark, kindness can wear upon one's principles, refers to how she abandoned the Sable Church, abandoned their goal of bringing about an age of dark, an age of hollows, and chose to provide succor to a completely forlorn set of people. Kind of sad. But let's talk to her.
Oh, good Hollow. I'm afraid I must say, Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation.
Him?
He proclaimeth himself Lord of Hollows.
What?
If left alone, he may one day imperil thy rule. Fall to this matter yearly, else we are unraveled.
Okay.
Is the mark of a true monarch.
Anything else for us? Okay, blah, blah, blah. We got it.
Meet again. May the dark sigil guide thee.
So Yuria does not like Orbeck of Vinheim. Orbeck being the scholar we met, hiding out in the... I believe it is the Road of Sacrifices. This fellow over here.
Oh, you're back then. Again. I'm Orbeck of Vinheim, here to teach you sorceries. Let us begin with the basics. The ideal sorcerer bears the twin faces of the dragon. You could at least act as if you're paying attention.
I'm just kidding you, buddy. So he teaches you sorceries, and you'd imagine I am not very inclined to kill him. He still has use for us yet. But keep in mind that, like any Dark Souls game, completing an NPC's quest usually doesn't end up well for the NPC. So we will kill Orbeck of Vinheim with kindness much later on and give his ashes to Lady Yuria. She'll be very happy. She'll give us a sword that we won't use because it's for a luck build and we are a dark pyromancy build. But, you know, gotta make my girl happy. Happy waifu, happy laifu, they say.
Come again.
Come again. Alright. I think that's enough palling around here. I think. Did I give him the old pyromancy tome?
Ah, there you are, unkindled one. I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you.
Oh, shucks. Let's see. No, we have not gotten nor given the pyromancy tome. I'll have to double back for that before too long. But he can also reinforce our pyromancy flame, which we will want to do. Yes.
Do not be gone. What is a teacher without a pupil?
Actually, let me see while we're here what the dark hand needs to upgrade. What does it count as? Where is it? Oh, it doesn't get upgraded, maybe? Okay, so we will need this torch to deal with a mechanic later. How much? Yeah, Dark Fist weighs nothing. And it scales really good with a lot of stats. But all the stats we use. Well, not really good. It's C and D, but that's better than E. Alright. What do we got? Pyromancy Flame. Dark Hand. You can shield. And you can punch. But we will switch to the Pyromancy Flame for now. We're going to head on out. Okay. Y'all listen to me ramble. Y'all listen to me as I hung out with NPCs. But let's get to some meat. Let's get to the gameplay, shall we? Some classic Dark Souls action. You know, for a game that's, you know, oh, it's so hard. Oh, it's so stressful. Dark Souls 3 has really become one of my comfort games, especially in quarantine. It's, you know, something that I'm decently good at, that requires just enough thought to be engaging, but also everything kind of feels familiar. Chop, chop, chop. We're gonna mostly ignore these guys. Yeah. They're not worth many souls. They just get up when you kill them. They burp maggots with a very great sound effect. But we'll grab the Astora Greatsword. Really excellent weapon. I don't like it very much. It scales so well. Its damage gets so high, but the moveset just feels so clunky. And I feel like I just make less mistakes when I have a sword with a good moveset that I can use reliably, instead of something that hits harder but leaves me more open to damage. Executioner's great sword, I pick it up. People like it. I've never used it before, but I just have something ingrown in me to where ingrained in me rather, where if it's a shiny, I'll usually go out of my way to pick it up, even if I'll never touch it for the rest of the playthrough. And, you know, for the folks at home, you'll know where all the items are too. Wait, he dropped something? No, he didn't. Stop. What? And burn. So far, so good. Now, if you'll remember, a couple of streams ago now, we made friends with a giant back of the undead settlement that continuously shoots arrows from the top of a tower, protecting these white trees, these white birch trees. And you'll see there's another one here. And you'll see that there's a bunch of arrows. And you'll also remember that he's our best friend now, and he wants to protect us. So thanks for looking out, buddy. You know, you're a real MVP. Thank you for being a friend. Something, something, something. I don't know the words because I haven't seen this show. You're a pal and a confidant. Yeah. Let's grab young white birch branch. Young white birch branch. They're good for camouflaging yourself, but I've never used them effectively. I honestly don't know what for. But also, very importantly, undead bone shard. That will make our Estus flask heal more once we burn it back at the Firelink Shrine. Oh, I have maggots on me! That's why we have the torch. If you get maggots on you from these maggot-y enemies, they will stay on you forever and slowly accumulate bleed, and they will kill you. But if you hold a torch, they are instantly scared off of you, and you're okay. Round the corner, man. We're going to kick down this ladder, and that unlocks a shortcut back to the church, but we're not quite done yet in our grand circle tour of the non-cathedral areas of the Cathedral of the Deep. We have to go over here, too, to pick up some items. Very important items, might I add. I think I could stand to heal. Maybe not in range of that guy. The best thing is, they're vulnerable to fire. They freak out instantly when they get hit by it. We'll pick up the St. Tree Bellvine. It's a miracle catalyst. We won't use it in the run. But what we're really here for are lizards. Crystal lizards. Come, little lizard. More twinkling titanite. We'll get the +3 onyx blade as soon as we get... Oh, oops. Gotta refill on the blue juice. Activate sword. See lizard. Hit lizard. Get twinkling titanite. That gives us our sword. See big lizard. And this one we're gonna fight. Now we can take him. Mono. E. Mono. Camera's freaking out. But we got him. Titanite scale, good for upgrading boss weapons. We go in here. There's a maggot guy. Give him a bop. He's out of here. Poison bite ring. Good for poison resistance. I barely ever use it because poison is probably the weakest status effect in the game. You lose health, but you lose it so slowly. You might as well just walk and, you know, maybe drink an Estus flask once or twice. Okay, now we are back here. We are going to go back to Firelink Shrine, cash in our souls, and burn that undead bone shard, and move right along. We're making good progress here. Everything's gone completely smoothly up to this point. I should knock on wood. Burn bone shard, yes.
Welcome home, Ashen Speaker.
Level up, please, Miss Firekeeper. And let's see. Let's get another point in. Actually, I want to raise my vitality, and here's why. I want to be able to wear the suit of armor without these goofy brown pants. And I need just a little bit more equip to do that. So let's see. Will Wilhelm's pants break the bank? Signs point to yes. Oh well. At least we tried. Let's see. Just reviewing my items here. Oh, we have an Estus shard. We should cash that in. I'm thinking of whether it's worth it or not to pay a visit to our good friend Pickle Pea Pumperum on the roof to do some trading. But you know, I'm going to wait until I have another Sigbrow to do that. Our souls items. If these two will give us 2,000, we can grab another level. Aesthetic is super important, B. You're absolutely right. They don't call it fashion souls for nothing.
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Oh, so close.
Farewell, Ash Maiden.
Okay, we can fix this. That's only worth 50. We can sell items. Hello, Shrine Handmaiden. Give me your money. Never used a healing powder once or repair powder once in this entire game, and I've played this game 5 times.
Welcome home.
Easiest sell of my life. Let's throw it into vitality as well. Why not?
Farewell, Ashen One. Made of
Pants check. Could I be any more over encumbered? It's okay. Can we wear a less goofy pair of pants? Please? I feel like I'm playing blackjack. I want to get as close as possible to 70 without hitting 70. How do these look, gang? Are we really feeling the puffy jacket pattern in the pants? Maybe not. Seltzer trousers. They're unoffensive. I guess that'll do. Okay. No. Connor's being dumb again. Cash in Estus shards at Andre. Reinforce Estus, yes. Good. Prithee be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered. Oh, ha. Quick, guys, where can I get 10 more souls? I just need 10. Can I sell anything for 10 souls? Please, Shrine Handmaiden, have mercy. 100. But I need the pale tongue. I need it. But... oh, nope. Alluring skulls. Haha. Yes! Nice. Everyone give it up for my soul counter, please. Let me grab a screen cap. We got 69 souls, everybody. Okay, and with this blessed number, let us return on our way back to the Cathedral of the Deep. Thanks, Nico. Also, hello. So we're back on our way out. If you recall, we opened that shortcut, and now we are going to take it. Hang a left. Drop. Drop. This guy will try to bamboozle us, but I think we were quick enough to avoid him. You can hear him in the background trying to do a bamboozle, but we won't let him. He's making lovely sounds down there. And we are up, and we are out. Now, you'll remember that the evangelists were taking hollows from the undead settlement and taking them down the road of sacrifices here to the Cathedral of the Deep, where they would be fed to the archdeacon of the... Oh, well, what? Well, that's cool. I've never actually found that. I played this game too many times, and how did I not know there were some rusted coins there? Anywho. Aldrich, he eats people. This is known. And Aldrich's whole deal is, you know, after he linked the fire, was sort of burned for kindling, and he was brought back to life and told to do it again. You know, one thinks about, like, whether or not the fire needs to be linked, per se. And he came to the conclusion that there was a world beyond the age of fire. He saw an age of deep waters. And he believes that he and his fellow deacons of the deep need to spread the gospel, become powerful, and to wrest the power of the old lords of Anor Londo for themselves to usher in this new age of deep waters. And we are here because, technically speaking, our character doesn't care about any of that. All we really want to do, he's a Lord of Cinder. We have to throw him on the bonfire. And he has to come back whether he wants to or not. So we are basically just trying to march into his home, grab him by the ear, and drag him back to be burned alive. And we could care less about what he does in his personal life. A little bit messy, but okay. I want to be full health for this, because as soon as I go back this door, we get ambushed. One-handed. Oh, we one-shot these guys. Hello. I will take that. Soul of Nameless Soldier. Get ambushed by this guy. Pop him on the head. This guy, oh, sorry, is behind this corner. He's very annoying. Oh, and this guy ambushes us too. Not a problem. This guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. Grave Warden here. Not too much of a trouble. Oop. 1, 2, a 3. A 3. And we get ambushed by another one. It's very important to kill that one early. Oh god. Whoop, whoop. I am not increasing that death counter. Not on my watch. Was there ever any doubt? Oh, did I increase it on accident? Oopsie doopsie. We should be at 12. I haven't died at all. Maybe when I tried to take a screen cap. You stop that? I'll bonk you. There's an ember there, but it's only an ember. And you also get ambushed, and there's the potential to die there. So I usually skip it because we are so close to another shortcut, and I would just hate it if I had to do that section all over again. So we are in the Cathedral of the Deep now. Get this dual charm. There's some deacons. Say hi to the deacons. Ow. Ow. They're less difficult and more annoying. They're surprisingly tanky for this part of the game, which means, you know, they take 2 hits instead of 1. Ooh. And they'll just chuck fireballs at you, and the fireballs move pretty quick. So it just gets a little irritating, but we will take this shortcut. Open this door. Round the corner. Knock knock. It's Knuckles. And then we're back at the bonfire. Rest up. Get some R&R. We are actually going to go back to Firelink Shrine one more time, because we have to upgrade our onyx blade with the twinkling titanite we got just a little bit earlier. That'll take us to level 3, which will be actually a great deal more powerful than level 2. Be wary of danger zone. Thank you, random human being. You were going to reinforce onyx blade. Take it to +3. Don't want to see his work squandered. And I think for now I can unequip the torch. I think I can use the pyromancy flame. The interesting thing about this level, and one of the things I really like, is there's only one bonfire for the entire area, which is this one, but the level is built in such a way where every so often it will always fork you back here. I think it's a really cool way to design a very, like, contained but labyrinthine level. Wait, I took the wrong shortcut. No, this is the right shortcut. Never mind. We haven't done this yet. Say hello to the giant. Ow! Hi, giant. That never happened before. He never hits me. Because I mentioned it. Hidetaka Miyazaki. He found me. He heard me talking shit and programmed the RNG to screw me. Run! That guy's going to shoot a crossbow. We aren't going to let him hit us. We are going to dodge roll because he can hit us while we're in here. And we're good. We are okay. We're going to run in this optional area over here. Getting past here will cause these little thralls to jump down to ambush us. But I am no fool. 1, a 2, a 3. 3. Titanite shard. We'll take that. There's a slime on the roof. He wants to drop down on us. He's never tried. We'll take the Seek Guidance Miracle. And he'll just chill there. Standing there menacingly. Okay, up there is just another ember and the potential to get killed by evangelists, which are pretty mean, and that one ambushes you as soon as you get up the ladder. So you have no opportunity to do anything about it. So we're just going to skip it. This chest is a mimic. Boop. Bop. And bop. And 3. Mimic's dead. And we get the second unholy miracle book, the Deep Braille Divine Tome. Let's stop in really quick to read the description, because it gives us some of the lore about the level itself that we're in. Deep Braille Divine Tome. Learn miracles of the deep. The Braille Divine Tome of the Deep, belonging to the Deacons of the Cathedral. Give this to a storyteller to learn the miracles of the deep. intended to teach divine protection to the Deacons of the Deep, but later dark tales were added to its pages, such that is now considered a thing profane. Pretty spooky stuff. You see, the Deacons of the Deep originally charged to guard against the deep, the abyss, that darkness that lurks inside man and without man, but spend too much time near the deep, and you start to be pulled in. And they now pervert the very rights that they themselves had created. We're going to fight this Cathedral Knight. He's a tough customer, but I've realized his one weakness. If you unlock the camera, he is very, very easy to bamboozle. For those who don't like jump scares, I'm just going to tell you that a big scary monster is going to drop down from the ceiling. Just brace yourself for that. There he is. He's pretty jacked up, but honestly, I expected him to have way more HP. I just ran away from him when I first saw him, but he's a pushover. He drops a ring, Aldrich's Sapphire. Let's take a look at the item description. Aldrich's Sapphire restores FP from critical attacks. A malformed ring left by Aldrich, Saint of the Deep, restores FP from critical attacks. Aldrich, infamous for his appetite of flesh, apparently had the desire to share with others his joy of imbibing the final shudders of life while luxuriating in his victim's screams. You know, that's some sick and twisted sensibilities. He's like the Joker of the Dark Souls universe. Am I right, gamers? Anywho, we are going to use an ember here because only while possessed with an ember can you be invaded. And indeed, there's a scripted invasion over here that I want to trigger. Fun fact, anyone who invades you usually has a nifty item that they drop. So we are just going to try and run around his trigger area. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I have to walk out into this room. Then we walk back, I think, and then we walk into this room. Yeah, invaded by Dark Spirit, Longfinger Kirk. Spock. We must invade. In Dark Souls, he's this very spiky fellow. Oh, you shouldn't have gone there. You shouldn't have stand there, buddy. You were in the line of fire. I take no responsibility. Longfinger Kirk's a pushover. We laugh at his misfortune. We take his barbed straight sword and his spiked shield, and we move on with our day. See this giant? Remember when he punched us repeatedly? It wasn't nice. I didn't like it. We're going to get some payback. We're going to roll through this awful sludge, and we're going to give him a piece of our mind. His fists, very fast. His feet, very slow. And we are just going to bash his shins. Just really get on in there. Ooh, got me with his big toe. But I'm not worried. Oh, the archer up there is hitting me. I've never been hit by him before. I was wondering what I was taking damage from. Dang it. Anyway, giant's dead. He drops the earliest large titanite shards you can get in the game, along with some poop. Because of course he does. And we're just going to roll through the muck. Going to grab this maiden set. Barrel roll. Barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. grab the soul of the nameless soldier. Open the big doors, which will take 20 years. Go to take a sip of water. Find that my tangy cup is empty. Very tragic. We're going to run down and open an equally long to open door. Yawn. We wait. And all that, we grab a spear, the Saint Bident, that has cool lore, but we will never use in the run. I hope you like my attention to detail. Let's see. Saint Bident. A silver bident decorated by a holy symbol formerly wielded by Saint Klimt. He discarded this weapon that draws upon one's faith on the day that he put his own faith behind him. Deep stuff. We get some more homeward bones. Take me home, homeward bone, to the place I belong. Lambs of Lothric, deep cathedral, take me home, homeward bone. And we're going to run down the stairs to our second shortcut. Actually, our third, I believe. I think. Oh, he followed me really far. Your tail ends here. No, it ends. It ends here. There we go. Walk it off, soldier. We have very many souls. We'll take him back to Firelink Shrine. You know, the game sort of follows a rhythm. You move farther, you get resources, you lock them in by spending them, and you move forward again.
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment.
Let's see. At this point, I'm going to stop throwing points into vitality. I'm instead going to take intelligence to 18. And I'm going to use one of our souls item to get the second level and throw that into faith.
Welcome host, but very then
Pachoo! Perfect.
farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Onwards, then. Back to the cleansing chapel. We're going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. I wish we were getting married. Do you think Yuri is single? Jackie, if you're listening, it's not what it looks like. I swear Uriel Blondor and I have a working relationship only. You know, that was a really cool guy thing I just did. That was very neat. We'll ignore him. We don't need to do anything with that guy. Let's fight a more annoying giant right here. Barrel roll, do a barrel roll. Because this giant is surrounded by these slimes. And they're annoying. But also they're weak against fire, so I don't know what I'm worried about. Oh, they kind of poke you when you don't see them, though. There's this worm man. He's here. He's making his way downtown. Walking past. Faces past. And he's me-bound. Doodly doodly doo. But It is okay. We will pick up some items, because there is a lot. Pale tongue. Useful. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later. And we have the Dreng armor. Am I going to get attacked by these slimes? Yes. Stop it. Stop it. No, I'll actually do it right. Swing. Oops. Press the wrong button, but it's okay. We could use some juice. Pachoo! There. Now, let's take a look at that item description, shall we? Dreng armor. Armor from the Dreng Knights, proclaimed descendants from the land known for the legend of the linking of the fire. Fine protection that is both light and strong, having been reinforced with rare geist steel. The Dreng Knights were once feared sellswords until treason meant descending into the abyss, and they were separated forever. Dark Souls superfans in the crowd might have put together that the Dreng Knights are descendants of the Knights of Drangleic, the main kingdom in the main setting of Dark Souls 2. Game of Thrones superfans might recognize that it pretty much just looks like the Night's Watch armor. It's very cool. I just won't be using it. Because, you know, I like my knight version of a poncho, and I will take it. Dreng gauntlets. Large titanite shard. Some poop. 4 poops. Very nice. Dreng shoes. You have Undead Hunter charm. And we roll all the way down here. Get the Dreng hammers. Very fun strength weapon. Not for our build, but, you know, it's neat. Let's see. You know, we have 6 Estus flasks, and this boss is a pushover. So we are just going to go a little bit out of order. Fight the boss now while we're here, you know? And then we can do cleanup in the area after that. You'll notice the Deacons of the Deep. It's just a bunch of regular enemies. We are going to play Follow the Bouncing Ball, because they're trying to play Keep Away with their glowy energy, and you know, they should be sharing. Whoop. There we go. Orb goes here. Orb goes there. 4 potato. And I believe this is 5th potato. And then they're going to summon the Evil Pope. Hi, Evil Pope. Let me backstab him. Let me backstab. I want to smash. They didn't let me. Oop. Ignite. Switch. See? Oh. This fight is ridiculously easy until once in a blue moon they will finally decide, you know, we're just going to stun lock you forever until you're dead. And when they do that, the only thing you can really say is, okay, guess I'll die. I also noticed that I was trying to do the sweeping attack a lot because, you know, great for crowd control. And the forward stab kept coming out. So that's the standing. How do I get the sweep? Okay, so is it part of a combo? Is that a 1 swing stab? Okay. So if I want the swings, I gotta stab first. Got it. Strong attack is a stab. Two-hander, it's a stab. And then swing up. Stab, swing up. And that's down. Just a down chop. Down, up. Okay. It's very important to know what your moveset is with a weapon and what necessarily it can do. It can be the difference between life and death. And I should also fix my posture because it is not very kawaii to be slouched over on stream. Apologies. Ignite. Blade. Let's do this again. Take it from the top. Pick up our souls. It's like we never died. Only my pride in the death counter is hurt. Stop it. Chug-a-lug. Estus Flask. I think that's 3 bounces. Oh, there it is. Whoop. 2, 3. Chug Estus. Is it Pope time? Yes. Boop. There we go. Ignite. Ooh. Please, Chug Estus. Go back in. Now we gotta murder the Pope. Stop! Please, have mercy. We just need one more hit. Coming through. Sir, out of the way. Excuse me. Thank you. Man. The thing about the Deacons of the Deep is when they're not pathetically easy, they are mind-rendingly annoying. It's just not a fun encounter. But it usually is never a very big stumbling block. So, you know, you take whatever deaths the game decides to give you on the chin, and you move right along. We'll cash in over here.
Speak thine heart's desire.
Let's level up.
Then touch the darkness, take nourishment.
We're going to... We're going to at least get to a 20 break point for these before I stop leveling them and focus on some other stats for a little bit. Because you want to get to the minimum requirements for some of the spells that you want to unlock. Let's see. I think if I use all 3 of these, I can level up again. Oh, more than enough. Up to 19. Well, not 2 more than enough. Okay. And actually, since we defeated the Deacons of the Deep... Oh, sorry. Need to remember, because Henri and Horace are back. Hi, Henri. And ours too, eventually. Oh, yeah. Horace, what do you have to say? A man of eloquence, that Horace. Well, it's not his fault he got his tongue chopped off. let's do a little bit of talking while we're here. We haven't talked to Hawkwood in a while.
Ooh, yet to give in, eh? Good. The firekeeper must be twitching with delight. But what do you really know about these lords of cinder? These supposed
My favorite voice actor in probably the entire game right here.
One, a right and proper cleric. Only he developed a habit.
Oh, Hitches in the stream? Let's see, my stream health is looking good on my end, about a 3% frame drop. But thanks for letting me know.
So they stuck him in
If anyone else notices any choppiness, just let me know. And then I could probably configure something on the back end.
not for virtue, but for might. Such as a lord, I suppose. But here I ask, do we have a sodding chance?
He has more to say for us, I think.
At the foot of Lothric Castle, an old path still runs below the tower in the undead settlement. It was used to transport sacrifices to the Cathedral of the Deep. You should see where it leads.
We haven't talked to him in a while. He's just telling us that the Road of Sacrifices exists. Technically speaking, if you have no idea how to get to the next level of the game, this is how you find out.
You haven't given up yet. Then you're a brasher lass than I thought. You can make better use of this.
What you got there, buddy? Heavy gem. You won't use it, but I appreciate it.
Not now I've flown the coop.
So, Hawkwood is an unkindled like us, and so is Anri Vasora over there. It seems that we're not sort of like the prophesized unkindled, the singular one, but it also seems like for every Lord of Cinder, there's a corresponding unkindled linked to them. Anri Vasora, him and Horus were children who were taken to be sacrificed at the Cathedral of the Deep and escaped. And thereafter Aldrich, the patron of the Deep, I think he's the archdeacon. I'm not sure on their religious structure. I think there's also an Archbishop MacDonald. But anywho, we've now learned, and he said that a little doll told him that Aldrich has returned to his home in Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. If you'll remember, the first boss we encountered, well, after the tutorial boss, Vort of the Boreal Valley, was from the same place, one of Pontiff Sullivan's Outrider Knights. So we're slowly starting to see a picture of who some of the big movers and shakers in the world are. And the Boreal Valley sort of looms over everything from this point on. But Hawkwood here, he is a deserter, actually, from the Undead Legion of Farron. And if you'll recall, the Farron's Undead Legion is collectively a Lord of Cinder. So he has to put all of his fellows down, or so he was tasked, but he has just told us he quits.
The Undead Legion of Farron.
And now he talks about them.
Caravan of undead, sworn by wolf's blood to contain the abyss. The Legion will bury a kingdom at the first sign of exposure. Joyous bunch, really. Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the wolf blood. Even accursed undead want to believe they're special, it seems. I pity the sorry souls.
And that's all our buddy Hawkwood has for us now. He is actually not unkindled. He's just sort of hanging around.
Well, hasn't it been some time?
Hey, Ringfinger Leonhardt.
Remember me? I slipped you those red eyes some time ago.
With his cool Bloodborne armor.
You're making quite an effort of it, so I thought you might like to know. If you yearn for a proper red-eye orb, one that is uncracked, then kill the Dark Wraith, survivor of the land swallowed by darkness. He has been a prisoner for many ages in the deepest cell in all Northrend.
Thank you.
I can see it in your eyes. If you didn't invade, didn't pillage, whatever would you do?
Now he has told us to go kill a Dark Wraith, a survivor from a land swallowed in darkness. And if you'll cast your minds back to Dark Souls 1, with its first DLC, Artorias in the Abyss, you'll know that the land that he's speaking of is the lost land of Ulasil. And indeed, Artorias, one of the 4 Knights of Gwyn, was dispatched to Ulasil to stop the incredible outbreak of the Abyss that had swallowed the entire city. Artorias sort of made it his vow from that time onwards to fight against the Abyss on the behalf of Lord Gwyn, got the title Artorias the Abyss Walker, and he was known as the Wolf Knight. He had his great wolf Sif, his beloved doggo. They were legendary heroes and fought together, and the undead legion of Farron walks in his footsteps. They fight against the Abyss just as he did. They swore a covenant of the wolf's blood. Some people theorize that the Wolf of Farron is indeed Great Wolf Sif herself, but that's conjecture. But anyways, we are going to cast our mind away from Farron and cast our mind back to the Dark Wraith, because we're going to pay him a visit just to move Leonhardt's quest line along. You know, every stream I tell myself, I'm going to practice my voice training. I'm going to maintain a sort of femme-sounding voice for the whole time. But you know, commenting off the cuff in and of itself is not easy. And I'd rather have good commentary than worry about my voice too much. So, you know, it might come in and out, and we're just going to have to deal with that. I warped to the wrong bonfire, so I'll warp to the right one. And as far as the level goes, just for disclosure's sake, the Cathedral of the Deep is practically done. We have a little bit of cleanup, and we're meeting a fan favorite character before we sign off for the day. But you're not going to miss anything super plot intensive if you drop off now. Gonna drop down here. Gonna drop down here. Gonna dodge roll. Oh, this isn't good. But you know, ooh. I don't get to ignite my sword, and that's okay. I also shouldn't have gone this far down anyways, I'm remembered. But we got a halberd for our troubles, and I will take that. If y'all are seeing sort of a choppy frame rate, let me know, because I'm seeing it in OBS too, and I'm not sure what the source is. If it's me, I need to troubleshoot that, because that's not smooth gameplay. Dark Souls 3 runs at 60 FPS. Why would I torture you with less? Stab. Heal. Stab. Grab. Up the stairs. Run around in a circle. No, we need to go down here. Yes. But not through that door. Through... Why am I having a difficult time with this? Wait. I know what it is. This was the right floor. The door was just on the other side. Haha. Silly me. We're gonna take this lift. We're just going to ignite our sword. And there's the Dark Wraith in question. He is a jerk. But we are way too powerful for him now. And we got the red eye orb, and we can use that to invade other players. How about let's have a little fun, huh? Let's see if we can't get our invasion on. Being a little mean, a little naughty for the stream. But, you know, PvP is a part of this game for a reason. And it's fair. The invader has half the Estus flasks that the invadee does. There we go. We're on our way. It's really interesting how Dark Souls 3 handles multiplayer. Praise the sun! Engage in jolly uncooperation. Puro hueso. It's over there. Oh, first we gotta... Ooh, hello. Oh, we want to fight already? I wanted to bow for... He's in endgame gear? How is he in endgame gear? Whoop. Oh, he has a buddy. This might end poorly. Yeah. Yep. I earned that, but at the same time, I do not know what matchmaking is thinking. Or either that or he's hacking. Because it usually matches you with people of your soul level. And I am nowhere near the last DLC in my level range. And that guy has full endgame ringed city gear, and I'm like, Anywho, what am I doing? Right, we're leaving here. We're going back to the Cathedral of the Deep, and we are gonna go meet a friend. Now, if you played a Souls game before, you've probably met him, or Demon Souls, or Bloodborne. He was a spider in Bloodborne. That was pretty exciting for him. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, you'll meet him soon. We're just going to go back to the Deacons of the Deep spawn point. Let's see, last 14 minutes of the stream. Trying to think of what else can fit, if anything. We'll see what time it is when we've encountered our compadre. And if we have a little bit more time, I'll go find Rosaria. If that name sounds familiar. Rosaria was mentioned by Ringfinger Leonhardt, and you'll notice that all of the fingers, Longfinger Kirk, Ringfinger Leonhardt, report to Rosaria of the Deep. Not Rosaria of the Deep. She's not of the Deep, actually. I should not misattribute her. She is the Mother of Rebirth. So we open that door. And what we're going to do is quit out. What we need to do now is by quitting out and quitting in after you've opened that door, it activates a trigger that tells the game to move characters into a certain state in their progression. This would also happen if you went to the bonfire and went to Firelink Shrine or anywhere else and came back, but the fastest way to do it is to quit out, come back in. we round the corner. And we find Siegfried of Katarina. Hello. Let's read some messages. Lots of messages around this guy. Friendship ahead. Wonderful. Good to hear. Treasure ahead. Are you ready? Ooh. And treasure. Treasure. Ah, this sounds great. I am sold. I'm just going to grab this item right here. Dual charms for me. Hey, Siegfried, old buddy.
Well, you look reasonably sane. I am a knight of Katarina. I've managed to track down this cathedral's store of treasure. It's right over there, across that narrow...
Oh?
Treasure. Always so close, yet so far.
Also, that's totally Siegfried's voice, right? Sounds just like him. And there's treasure just over there.
I know. Treasure is so sorely tempting.
Well, I don't know about you, my onion buddy, but I am in the mood for some treasure. Here we go. A cutscene. We're not going to change the voice to match the subtitle. Patches! The nice giant? Patches? Oh, how intriguing. About your giant, buddy. What can I say, Patches? Sucks to suck. See ya later. Ah, that was Patches, everybody. Give him a big round of applause. He is in every Soulsborne game. And was he in Sekiro? I'll have to look it up. I don't think so, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Anyways, and he almost always is there specifically to screw you over. In Dark Souls, the first time I met Patches, he was a spider. You encounter him behind a door or behind a window and you don't see him. And he says, oh, there's a wonderful gift of the gods that you can get to if you take this tonsil stone and walk into this cathedral. And you're like, okay, want that treasure. You're sensing a pattern here. And you bring that tonsil stone to that cathedral, and a big, horrible Cthulhu monster picks you up, crushes you in its fist, and takes you to a horrible nightmare realm. Later on in that horrible nightmare realm, you encounter Patches again, where he shoves you off of a cliff into the boss arena. And then, if you encounter him again in the nightmare realm, he'll be like, didn't expect you to survive, but hey, you saw a cool, crazy god, and you're all the stronger for it. You want to forgive me, please? And if you forgive him, he becomes a merchant in the Chalice Dungeons. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is it will sound very familiar as we see Patches throughout this game. Also, let's not die for no reason. These guys are pushovers. I'm just playing sloppy because I'm trying to be entertaining at the same time. Gosh. We're just going to run all the way down here. I'm not interested in what's over there. It's just a crossbow. And you know, I never use bows in this game. Bonk him. Grab Pale Tongue. Bonk him. You know, every day we're bonking. Now comes a relatively tricky section. It's tricky because it's platforming in a tricky area. So here we are in the rafters, right? Very narrow. This guy, he has a crossbow. We dodge. We run. We jump onto this platform. We barely make it. I heal because I need to drop down again. We drop down. I don't know how anyone would have found this if they didn't already know the level. But you know, this guy wants to keep hammering at us. We'll kill him. And would you look who it is? It's Patches. Sir.
Yes, hello. Oh, I don't believe we've met. I'm Patches. Unbreakable Patches. You seem to be unkindled.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have business with me?
Remember me.
Oh, yes, of course. It's coming back
Buddy.
now. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was my hand, as you know. But the deed, well, that was the armor's doing. Regrettable, truly. But behold, I'm stripped clean of that unruly attire.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Not a scratch. All's well that ends well, right? Yes, we'll be fine. I can tell. It's that rotten curse. It is. The untidy mess.
And
Yes. Now, it wasn't me, but you still deserve an apology. Just a little trinket. Go ahead. It's yours now.
a rusty coin. Thank you, Patches.
You should know, I'm a kind of travelling merchant. If you're as unkindled as you look, you'll find plenty of good stuff.
He betrays you. You survive. You confront him. He apologizes, and he becomes a merchant. And unfortunately, he has all of Siegvard's armor for sale. Now, he hasn't killed Siegvard. He may have bamboozled him a little. And in order to proceed with Siegvard's questline, we are going to have to pony up a shit ton of souls to buy his armor off of Patches and give it back to him where he currently resides, completely starkers at the bottom of a well back at the Cleansing Cathedral. We'll run into him a little bit later on.
Can't find anything you like. Well, you could try looking a little harder.
Smell you later, Patches. I have business elsewhere. Let's see. Up to the left, there's some grubs. This guy's a jerk because he shoots laser beams. Everyone else is relatively easy. Just gotta do 420 damage, blaze it, ignite my sword. Because these guys hate fire. They hate it a lot. You just sort of give them a little taste. How about that? This guy, he doesn't attack. I'm not sure why. Kamehameha. And he gives you the red sign soapstone. And that can be used. The regular white white stone soapstone. You use it to put your name on the ground, and if someone walks by, they can summon you as an ally. The red one, you write your name on the ground, and other people can see your name and summon you as an enemy. So you can at least say, like, hey, bro, one bro somewhere out in the internet, come 1v1 me. And they can challenge you using that marking that you left. But here we have, secluded in a secret corner of the cathedral, and in a room surrounded by baby cribs. Now, if you recall, when I was talking about Anri of Astora and his buddy Horus, they came from the orphanage in the Cathedral of the Deep. And indeed, here it is. It's a little bit spooky. We'll light the bonfire here. Also, pleased to note, it looks like this whole area was the site of some kind of intense struggle. Something bent their way through the bars here. And at the very least, stretched out this archway as well. Oh, also on this body, you'll find the armor of Longfinger Kirk. We killed him when he invaded. His body ends up here, and we can pick up his stuff. And here we are with Rosaria. Now, I thought for the longest time that, like, she was half, like, spooky goth lady, half giant writhing tentacle. But as you can see, her feet are right there. Also, nice feet pics. She's just cuddling this horrible man grub. Oh, someone died here. I guess that's cool. Let's see. Talk. There we go. She's completely mute. She doesn't have a tongue to speak with, but we can join her covenant here. Become one of her fingers, if you will. And you get the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. And also, she is the mother of rebirth, after all. And she offers to, you know, respec your character, alter your appearance. Such a quality of life change from Bloodborne, where everything is set in stone. And if you misallocate one skill point, it's over for you permanently. So it's nice that she's here to help. Let's read some item descriptions related to her, and I think we will call it a night after that. So let's pop on over to her covenant. Sacred Seal of Archdeacon Klimt, who served Rosaria, Mother of Rebirth. Equipped to pledge oneself to the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. Rosaria's Fingers collect tongues in her name. Some do it to be reborn. Others do it to help comfort their voiceless goddess. I'll actually join that covenant for now. And indeed, for more lore on Rosaria, we can look at some of the pale tongues we picked up. Pale tongue, proof of a red orb invader's victory over a host of embers. Claiming tongues as trophies was originally the practice of an infamous troop of invaders who offered them to their speechless goddess. And indeed, that bears out. Here's Rosaria, and we've met the invaders firsthand. The thing about Rosaria, though, is people theorize, and there's a lot of theories here. Not all of them completely borne out, but they're compelling. That she is one of the three daughters of Gwyndolin herself, which would make her the granddaughter of High Lord Gwyn. We'll get to the proof later on. It has to do with a particular sunlight miracle that she has in her possession that indicates that it is a miracle of Guinevere, and only 3 of those exist, and they are on very specific people. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and sit at this bonfire, and we're going to go ahead and call it a stream. Thanks everyone for joining me for another one. Not quite as exciting as yesterday's stream, but you know, it meant so much to have so much people keeping me company. I am Courier8. You'll find me here every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Tuesdays is Fallout New Vegas night. Thursdays is Dark Souls 3 night, and that's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Sundays, you can find me over at my friend Mick's channel. We are doing a playthrough of Final Fantasy VI. B in the chat is also a part of that stream, and it's a lot of fun. I will host it on Sunday, and I can point you into the direction of his channel on social media. And this Friday, actually, I'm pretty sure that with our friends B, Meg, and Mick, we are also going to do a Monster Prom stream. I've never played this game before, but, you know, multiplayer competitive dating sim where you date monsters almost sounds like the perfect game. So I, for one, am really excited to get to it. But until then, until tomorrow, stay safe, love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. As I fumble with OBS, move to end of stream button.